Thanks for doing this, man. Live user feedback, which I think is pretty cool to see because everybody needs it, and so few people. Uh, a lot of people like to build and never ask for feedback. So I'm glad you're doing this.
I really appreciate the opportunity. It really means a lot to me to get feedback from you today, and I really hope that this serves as a precursor for other people that are looking for feedback to come forward and request it from others that might be ahead of them in the development process.
Yeah, definitely, man. So and you're working on a couple of projects, right? You've got Societal Labs, Data Lab Box. You've got a few bubble projects going at the same time, it seems.
Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm developing templates for to be published on the Bubble Marketplace. The idea is that hopefully this helps others take a template and have a 75% solution, and they can develop the remainder 25 or less percent that they need in order for them to publish their projects.
Right, and that's Hustling Labs, right?
Correct.
Yeah, got you. Okay, cool. And now the context for the feedback that you want today, Societal Labs. Could you just tell me, like, give me the 30-second version of what Societal Lab is?
Yeah, absolutely. And Societal Lab is a Facebook, LinkedIn clone. The idea is that anybody can go and develop a social media app. With the changes that are coming to Twitter, I'm pretty sure that there will be some changes coming to Facebook and LinkedIn as well. And now might be a good time to start a competitor. And Bubble might be a good platform for others to start. And Societal Labs is definitely a good template to get started.
Okay, interesting. So it's actually for somebody who is not a developer to like create an alternative social media platform. Is that the idea?
Correct.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Um, let's get into it. I'm gonna share my screen. I've got Society Labs up here. Yes. So now you can see my screen, right?
Yes.
All right. So before we get started, what type of feedback are you looking for here? Or do you want like my thoughts on the design, my like my? Do you want me to just say my experience out loud as I'm going through this? Or are you looking for like, does he know what to do when he's on this site?
I would say a little bit of everything.
Uh,
I'm looking for user interface and user experience, as well as user interface design. Basically, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get an idea of whether or not it's functional and is intuitive, just like Facebook and LinkedIn, but also does it look good?
Gotcha. Okay, very cool. All right, so I'll do it from a few perspectives, right? So I'm going to be talking from my perspective as a Bubble developer, as my perspective as a social media user, and just I guess those are the only two. And just as somebody who was like thinking, like experiencing the user experience as I go along, right? Neither of those. I guess those are the kind of the three things. Like, am I confused about what I'm you're supposed to do here, that kind of thing. So, all right. So I'm just going to do stream of consciousness then. So I hope you don't, I don't want you to take anything the wrong way. I'm just going to call it exactly how that as it comes to me. Okay.
Hey, that works.
All right. All right. Cool. All right. So my first thought here is the pop-up as soon as I get to the landing page. I don't always love a pop-up as soon as I hit a landing page, only because it feels like an advertisement. So I realize that this is kind of here almost as a kind of like an explanation of what's happening, right? Yeah. Okay. So it's more like an onboarding piece.
Yeah, so the idea is for anybody that goes and press the preview on the mobile marketplace, they can go and be like, oh, okay, so I can join the community, I can join the newsletter, I can follow him on Twitter, and if I don't buy it right now, at least I stay up to date and see if they develop the features that I want in the future, or I can get in contact with him through one of the social media channels.
All right. That is not clear to me from this, right? If I'm doing and I'm thinking of this from a very like fickle-minded user, right? So we're a social media website. First off, I'm not going to read this, right? Like if I'm just a regular person, I'm not gonna read this text up here. I'm gonna look for welcome to the Societal Bubble template. The first thing that I'm going to do is close this before I look at any of this. All right. So I get what you're trying to do here, but I think there's a better place for this, right? I need a little more guidance as to what I'm supposed to do. Join the Hustling Labs Facebook group. Follow me on Twitter. I'm not sure who me is here, right? Like me as in Jesus, me as in Societal Labs.
That's a good point.
I'm not sure who Hustling Labs is. Visit the template landing page for FAQ. Template landing page, right? So I think you can do more to just communicate what you're supposed to do here through imagery as opposed to words, right? Because you explained it to me. We're a social media website template similar to Facebook, Twitter, Mighty Networks, or Circle.so. We aim to make it possible for anyone to create and host their social media platform. I would get rid of all of this. And this is the copy you need right here. Maybe even less, right? This is the top sentence right here. We aim to make it possible for anyone to create their own social media platform. The average person is not going to know what hosting is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like super simple to the person that is like totally non-technical. They just know social media. We make it possible for anyone to create their social media platform. That's compelling, right? To me, that's like, ooh, I know exactly why I'm here now.
Okay.
Yeah, like all of this other landing page, I wouldn't put this in template format. I'd probably put that copy here somewhere. So as soon as I get to the login or to the home page here, I know exactly why I'm here and what problem Societal Labs is solving for me, right? So maybe not a login on the first thing here, but maybe turn that pop-up into a more compelling landing page. And then when you see like, oh man, yeah, this is what I need, I click the login button and then I get here. That to me is a more compelling kind of first experience as I'm going to your site. Do you have any thoughts or like, questions?
I really like your idea. I think it will allow me to get a better experience for the user that is coming in to check the preview without getting confused.
Got you. Okay. So should I keep going?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right. So the first thing that I would do here is sign in as Google. I tend to just authenticate with Google on pretty much everything, which, someone gets into my Google account. That's that's a problem for me. But all right. So the SSOs aren't set up here, right?
Correct.
Okay, perfect. That's completely fine. So let me just sign in as a user. Oh, I don't have an account yet. Right. Let's create my account. John Mello, jmello at payhouse.co. And let's see if I can do test 1, 2, 3. Creating an account. I really like this. First off, I really like this image. I'm not sure why exactly. It doesn't quite match the logo for Societal Labs, but it's extremely colorful and catches my attention. So I like this here. I just feel like the logo and this image don't match. I also like how easy it is to set your account up here. This is super easy. I don't have to think. I don't have to, it's not. There's no friction for me to set up this account. If it had go ahead.
There's a new logo coming soon, probably by the end of the week.
Perfect. Okay, so continue here. I have to agree to the terms and conditions. I would say something along the lines of like, highlight, like people will miss this and then they'll just think this button is broken. So if you have some kind of like highlight here, like if this is a required field, well, actually, see, that does it perfect. But your button here doesn't really have any indicator that that's required. Another option that I've done here in these types of situations is just hide the continue button until all the required fields are filled in and they're valid. Okay. Oh, it does. Look, it does light up. Did I miss that before? Why did it light up now? Oh, I think I had to check into. Let me refresh that. I think I had to check into it. Yeah, you see how like every time I go back to your landing page now I have to close that pop-up. You know what I mean? Like that's frustrating for a user. Yeah. All right. On Mello at right, continue. Okay, so that's why, right? I think I have to click into it, and then if I click out, then it shows up red. Okay, that makes sense. I'm not getting anywhere here. Did I miss something?
Let me double check. Sure.
Unless the last action that I did created an account, and now it's, well, no, actually, because it would still show up as a duplicate, right? Like it would say, like, oh, we've already found an account that that matches. Are you seeing JMellow Payhouse as a user in the database?
I'm refreshing again, but no.
Interesting. All right, let me try. Let me start from the beginning. All right, let's go to don't have an account yet. You want me to wait till you're done making changes?
Yeah, it should be good now.
Okay. All right. Close that. I got sign in. Log into your account, and I've got sign in here. Don't have an account yet. Fine. All right. John Mello, JMellow at Payhouse. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 exclamation. Check my box. Yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm not getting any navigation here when I click continue.
You know what? You're right. There wasn't navigation there.
Gotcha. I'm just gonna grab a water, right? Let me know when you're. Let me know when I'm good.
It should be good now.
Okay. You want to show us your screen, Jesus, while you're doing this? This is kind of cool to like get live. We're doing live feedback and live bubbling at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
So basically, what should have happened is I should have gone to step number 2.
Can you
So
share
why
your
should-
Can you share your screen?
Oh, you're not seeing it? My bad. It's my first time using this.
Yeah, no problem. It's like there's a little square in the like the middle option here, like right below the screen, and there's an arrow pointing up.
Yeah, I'm clicking there, but it doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's not doing anything? Ah, shit. Okay. All right. If it's not working, then don't worry about it. It's sometimes it doesn't work on certain browsers for some reason.
So now that you click, you should have clicked the continue button. I believe that's what it was.
Yes.
Okay. Will you please try again?
Sure. Okay, John Mello, JMellow at Payhouse. Create, continue. Nothing, man. I'm still stuck.
Let me
I
try
wish
this.
I wish I could see your screens. I could talk through the workflows with you.
I would try to sign in, to sign up myself and see. Okay, it's definitely no. All right, this is frustrating.
You know what? Why don't you do that? I'm gonna take a look at the component library while you're working on that,
That works.
and just call me. Like, let me know when you're good to go. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. All right. In the meantime, I'm going to check out Bubble's new component library because I have not really used it that much yet, and I'm curious to see what they've set up here. Now, I think what they really tried to do with this is get away from that or combat people having that first impression of the editor where it's just blank and you just don't know what the hell to do. So I'm glad that they took a step in that direction in order to minimize the friction when somebody onboards. Now, I think that we need this for more tabs too. And I'll pull up one of the apps that I've been working in here. I think we need this for more tabs, right? Not just the design tab, because I actually think that the design tab is the most intuitive tab of all of them. The data one is probably the one that's most confusing for new users in the workflow tab. Element name, let's just call this components test. And they also want us to leave a review on Product Hunt because they put this on Product Hunt too, which I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know that you could put like an existing product on Product Hunt. I always thought it was just a like it has to be a new product, not a new part of an existing product. Did I just make a reusable element? I did. Add new page. Component test. All right, so you can see that they have the component library here. All right, you can take any of these. We got headers. We got a hero image. We've got deploy within minutes. So kind of looking like a landing page, very much like a landing page. Value propositions. This looks like a almost a pricing section. Landing page, and then you got a footer. Oh, it looks like there's more. I feel like they added more. No, these are the same. Okay, so these are login screens. Now, I think, so let's just drop some of these on the page and see what happens here, right? Like my first instinct is to just take this and drag it. Is it that easy? Yeah, it is. Wow, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Much like Atomic Fusion and Frames, right? Like, so frame, I have all of these installed. I have all three, right? The three big component builders. I've got Frames here. I haven't signed in a while, I guess. I've got Atomic Fusion here. I am logged into that one. And I think they, again, like I mentioned this yesterday, but I think they are all solving different problems. Putting this up here, right? We've got the, look at how nice all of the elements are named for you and everything. Group header standard, group button form header, group buttons. Yes, I appreciate how well these are named, right? A lot of templates you go into on the marketplace, you got a lot of ZZZ, group PPPP, and it's really hard to find shit. So I appreciate that they're laying this out in a very efficient way, in the way that I prefer to build, because I'm a real stickler about naming the elements properly. All right, we got the bring your vision to life. Standard image. So, and these are all prefixed, right? So this is a column layout. You can see that, well, there's only one element in this parent group here, group hero standard. The inner group here is group content, and then they're all a column layout. So I also like that they're not, they've set these up. They've set up all the layouts for you already. I think the page itself is fixed, right? Because that's just the standard, the default container layout, which I think is because of the way that the old responsive engine used to be. That technically the old responsive engine was very similar to just a fixed container layout. It's the same shit, right? Like it's always there's no real page structure to it. It's just wherever you put the element, that's where it exists. And if you don't set any individual responsive components on each element, it's going to look bad, right? So this makes it a lot easier to just drop this group onto the page, and there's not like 3,000 groups in here so that it aligns. See how responsive this page is. Taz is, like legendary bubbler, and he prefers the old responsive engine over the new one. And he proved in that challenge that he can actually build fast using the old responsive engine. So he's not just talking shit. He's actually like very, very proficient in the old responsive, but I just am not. I am not. This doesn't look like it has responsiveness built into it. You can see how the wording here is getting cut off. So let's see what else. Let's see what else we got. What kind of? It's not fixed, but the width is 1200. Why are we? These are strange components here. Why are we seeing? Oh, the parent container layout is fixed. Oh, is that because of the page? Yeah, that's just because of the page.
Yeah, it looks.
I didn't change the page. How you going over there, Jesus?
I'm done.
You done? All right, let's go. Let's go back to.
Couldn't find the issue.
Huh?
Couldn't find the issue, so I had to delete the whole button with the workflow and rebuild it.
Diggs BTW7. What's up? What's up? All right, let's check out the landing page. I'm gonna go back to your landing page. Let me pull that up, close this out. And I'm gonna grab it from our, what do we got? I grabbed it from our Twitter conversation that we had. All right, cool. So I'm just gonna do the same thing that I did last time.
Yes.
Jesus? Okay. Oh, and I noticed that you changed the default is to create the account, right?
Yeah. I will get a face later, but
No, that's good. That's better. Think about that, because like your users are not going to have an account with Societal Labs, right? So if you're like in this first phase, you can change this at any point in the future. But if your first phase is to just get people to sign up, then this is where they want to be. Like the default of the login is not good because like I don't have an account, and probably that's going to be other people's experience too. So this makes more sense. At payhouse.co. Test at 1, 2, 3, 4. Exclamation. There we go. We got that loading bar, Jesus. We're good. All right, let's go job title. All right. Let's go Bubble Developer. Bubble Developer. Go picture profile. I'm going to use my normal picture. Cover image. I don't know if I have a cover image off the top of my head. Do I have a? I'll use this. I'll use the red stream. Why not?
Yeah, I was about to say.
That was an obvious one, right? It was right there. I don't know why I didn't pick that. All right, so this is happening before. This is still part of the account creation. I really like the way that you segmented that out. That's another thing I want to point out. So you've got step 1, name, email. If all this stuff is on one page, it's overwhelming, right? It's like, shit, I got to put all this info in now, right? Like that's how I feel as a user. But the way that you set it up here, it's a small amount of information. Okay, next step. Then I have my accounts and my picture profiles. That's a lot a lot more of a seamless user experience. I like that. Sign up. Okay, wow, quite a dashboard here. Jesus. All right, so my immediate feeling when I get here is that I'm not sure what to do. I've got a post here. I can post things. Hello. Is this, am I joining someone else's social media site, or is this my social media site?
So in the current state is like joining Facebook. So the timeline, I'm trying to figure out how to do the algorithm where at the beginning you might see blank, but it's going to show you, oh, you should probably follow this or this or this other person because they're the most followed or whatever. But it's kind of like joining Facebook or LinkedIn. Now I'm working on the membership portion where you will be able to host your own circle.so.
Ah, we lost him. Is this what happened?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I got you, buddy.
Okay.
You dropped off mid-sentence.
Yeah, so I'm going to build something that is going to be kind of like modules where you can turn it on or off. So if you want to run a Facebook site, you can just turn off the module for the SaaS, and you're just running a social media site. If you want to run a SaaS company similar to Circle, then you can turn on that module and then you can charge people to host their communities in your platform.
Okay, so right now what I'm looking at is my own. This is like if I would have created my own clone of Facebook, and this is my social media site. Okay. All
Yep.
right, I'm with you. So, okay, so I think what would make that clearer to me as a user, right? So again, for those of you that weren't on at the beginning, what Jesus is creating here is with Societal Labs is an alternative. It's a way for anyone to create their own social media platform, right? Almost I would imagine, Jesus, that you're thinking of this almost like if I can start my own Discord server or my own Slack or something like that, like I can create my own Facebook, right? Same kind of concept. Cool. That's the type of thing that needs to go into the copy, right? Needs to go into the text on your page, because that is so much clearer to me now in my head that I just made that analogy. That, I know that now I'm going to know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing here. So now that I'm logged in, I already know, okay, I must be looking at my own thing, because why would I be logging into someone else's social media site here? The thing that I would make that clear is in a step between getting to this page and coming from the login page, there was something like John's Facebook, John's whatever, right? Like I'll have, because I can have multiple social media platforms, or no?
In the future, you will be able to host multiple communities. As of right now, once you install it, that's your social media only.
Oh man, you just got me excited about this this thing. This is your own little microcosm of a social media platform. Anyone can do this. Ooh. Yep. Damn, dude. I'm glad I took the time to really understand what you're building, because now it's clear. It's clear. It really isn't. I don't think calling this a template is a good idea either. This is not a template. Like this is a fully functioning social media platform that you are the owner of, right? And that's cool. That is cool. That's not a template. You know what I mean? Like template gives a very specific feeling in someone's head. It's like, oh, I'm gonna work off of a template. Is that the language? Did I maybe I hang on, societallabs.bubblelabs.io. I guess because I'm logged in. If I log out, will I be able to get back in?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there is I have a different landing page. If you go to societallabs.com.
I'm not able to log out here, but that's okay. So I'll go to societallabs.com. Societal. Can you drop it in the chat?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm gonna spell it wrong.
It's my first time using Restream.
Got it. Yep. Got thing. Ooh, this is a nice site. Build your own social media site in minutes without code. Dan, why didn't you send me here first? This is a nice site. Cool. Okay, so I think the idea here is like this is where they land, and then the login button, it takes you to the login screen here, right?
No, so that landing page is for the template. So if you click on check demo, there it takes you to the login page.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's what I expected. So I think, yeah, pointing people to this, like I would have known a lot better what I was supposed to do if you sent me here first, as opposed to this one.
Okay.
You know what I mean? As opposed to the login screen here. Now, am I still logged in? I think I am.
No, you're not.
I'm logged
because
in.
yeah, it would have taken you to the. I have to create a redirect when you log out back to the login page. I haven't created that, so it'll leave you there.
No problem. No problem. So what I'm going to do is just log back in. Already have an account, right? Mello at Payhouse. Test 1, 2, 3, 4! Exclamation. We didn't find an account with those credentials. Test 1, 2, 3, 4. It's saying that I can't log in. All right. So should I create a new account?
You can, but there is an account there.
Maybe I got my password wrong. Maybe I just did 1, 2, 3.
I think you said 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I said T-E-S, capital T, capital T-E-S-T, 1, 2, 3, 4! Exclamation. That's like my standard test login.
I will tell you what. I will delete it. So you should be able to create one again.
Okay, I'll just do the same one.
Yeah.
All right, Mello at Payhouse, capital T-E-S-T, 1, 2, 3, 4! Exclamation. I agree to the conditions. Continue. I'm going to add my picture. I'm a bubble dev, developer, upload pictures. If you have any questions, drop them in the chat. Sign up. Easy, easy, very easy.
Give me 1 second.
Can I poke around in here?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'm sorry. So that's your profile page.
That's my. Got you.
So in your profile page, you are going to be able to see all the posts that you have created, all the pictures.
Okay, so I'm going to go to profile first.
So Kindred is asking, do users know why they want a cover image?
Good question.
That's a good question. No. I guess no. I think it would be a good idea to add an explanation why they want a cover picture. Because at this point, no, they don't.
I actually think it might be as part of the this is a great point, Kindred. I think as part of the onboarding, you don't really need it. I think if they just the less that they have to do before signing up, the better, right? So if you just get rid of the cover image and just have an image, like their headshot or whatever, and then once they get in, they can choose to navigate to their profile page and then add a cover image if they want it, right? And that it'll be obvious if it's just a blank, there's something blank on here, right? Like where was I at home here, right? So I like this would be blank, and you can have just a default image there that shows that like, hey, something's supposed to go here, and then something to get the like it'll probably be clearer that the profile image is, or that you can do that in the profile section here. Keep those questions coming. Keep those comments coming. These are good because there's going to be a lot that I miss here. So help me out. If you're in the chat or you're watching, throw it in the chat. We're looking at that. All right. So what I'm not sure which direction to go in here, Jesus. Should I do some comments? Should I do a post? There's a lot for me to do here that I'm not sure.
All right, I will give you a quick overview of what you see right now.
Okay.
So basically, you get the messages just under profile. That's where you will be able to message other users. And the UI is built. Now, there are some things that I'm facing right now, but you should be able to go and search for another user and sending a message. There will be an exclusive notification page other than the one that you see at the top right corner of the header. So every time somebody like your post or send you a message, you will see the notification there.
Gotcha.
I'm also working on an integration with Algolia for search. So right now there is no search at all.
Okay.
But you will be able to search either on the header, or there will be an exclusive page for searching where you will get more search results.
Okay, understood. So I would see all the posts happening here, right? Like this is my feed essentially, right? And these are only people I will see basically every post of everyone that's in this community. How big can this community get?
It really depends on your plan. So I try to build the database in a way where it should scale fairly big. Now, keep in mind that social media site, well, a thriving social media site with lots of posts, the database will grow relatively fast. So I would say probably about 1,000 users.
Okay, so you're not imposing any kind of limits as part of your service, right? It's really just about like the way that you set up the database and the limitations of whatever, upper limits there are of Bubble, but this is meant to function like any other social media site. There's really no limit to how many people, but I imagine it's also private, right? Like you need to be invited to join somebody's platform, right?
And so right now anybody can sign up. So once you install the template, the template in your installation, anybody can sign up. I'm building a feature. Again, it's going to be a model where you can turn it on or off, where you can request people to have either a referral code or a special link for them to be able to sign up.
Okay, understood. I think that there is what is my thought here? I'm trying to think of what feedback. I guess it's just a lot, right? It's a lot. It's a new thing that, and I imagine also if somebody is familiar with Facebook, because this is modeled a lot after Facebook, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if somebody who's already familiar with Facebook is probably going to look at this and intuitively know what to do. I don't use Facebook, so I know what these things are, but if I'm signing in, like, I think probably my first thought here would be like, "Ooh, cool. Let me invite some people that I like to my I want to call it a server because I use Discord, but you know what I mean? Like that would be the first thing. It's like, "Oh, cool. There's a community of people that like Bubble, right?" Mm-hmm. Normally that would happen on a Slack channel or Discord or Twitter. But like I'm gonna start the Bubble for Bubblers in New York City, societal lab. Should I call it societal lab? Is it a societal lab?
I mean, you can call it whatever you want. So basically, I'm finishing up the admin portal where you will be able to go and change the logo, change the name, change the tagline, so you can use your own branding.
Gotcha. People in the chat, what do you think? Should this be a private thing that I invite people to, or should this be something that's just I set up and then put out there as a public facing community that anybody can join? I'm curious as to what the better and I guess the advantage there, Jesus, is that just I'm in control of it, right? Like I can monitor and kick people out if I want to. Like I am Facebook. I am Mark Zuckerberg. I am the like the the person who makes all the decisions about what happens on my site here.
And in reality, if you look at it this way, and this is why I built it, right? Some of my friends, they had decent sized communities and they were banned by Facebook or their accounts got deleted for one reason or the other.
Really?
And now they just lost access to their communities. But what if you have a site where you control the data? You're not going to get banned unless Google kicks you out, Bubble kicks you out, right?
Yeah.
And you have control of the monetization. So all the content that you're creating, you can monetize it however you.
We lost him again. I don't know why that keeps happening.
I'm not sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Rather than creating content to make Mark Zuckerberg richer than what he already is.
Yeah, understood. No, I mean, I like that. It's kind of what do you call it, for people that get kicked off of social media? There's a lot of people that's it seems like it's happening to. They could just create their own platform.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what Kindred has to add here. All right, thanks for joining, Kindred. Grandpa's Cribbage Club. I was thinking private social circle when you were discussing the value prop could get crazy if you are in several circles. That's a great point, right? Like, so that'll get confusing. If you say you've got like 5 of these things running and you're arbitrating 5 and you're part of others, like that's a really complex system. That's a lot of database work.
It could be challenging, yeah.
Yeah. But I think the attraction to me, and again, not speaking like a developer, but just a user, right? Just a user. The attractiveness to me is being able to create a private community that I can learn about and like see what other people are posting. That's not limited to the way that Discord wants me to do it. You know what I mean? Like Discord, it's just like a chat. It's just a long ass chat. And sometimes that's like it's not very easy to find information there. Here, I imagine it could be the same problem too. Like I guess I would be searching for, posts or something. But I think the reason that we set this up is a little bit different than in, Discord. Discord is usually, or Slack is usually like a work environment. This seems more social, right? It's more. Go ahead.
Let me ask you, and excuse my ignorance because I never used Discord, but how much data do they share with you?
What do you mean data?
So when a user sign up, are you able to get their email address and other data like that?
No, that's a good point. There's there's really no access. Okay, so all right, so I see what you're saying. So the administrator of this has full access to the information of the people that are joining the community.
Yeah, so basically you as the site owner, you have full access to everything.
Okay.
So let's say that you have your Bubble group, right? And everybody is following your live stream, and you're like, you know what? I want to create a community where I add more value.
Yeah.
Now you have their email address, and of course, with their permission and within law, I'm not a lawyer, right? But you could market them on email, and now you have 3 ways that you're getting in contact with them: through the community, through email, and through your live streams.
Yep. And I have, that's true. And any posts that I make are here, and I can see their posts. And okay, I'm with you. I could see why this is valuable.
So I'm sorry. I shared with you the roadmap, right? Well, actually, I shared with you the wrong link.
Where is that, on Twitter?
No, you should see it now in the chat.
Oh, got you. The roadmap. Public roadmap. Cool. Oh, we lost him again. All right. I got yes, I have the roadmap. Public roadmap.
Yes. So there is a whole lot of things that I'm developing, but I would like one of the biggest things that I want to develop is if you go to the site on the top right corner and on the timeline, you will see ads. So I want to develop a way where you can sell ads on your platform, just the same way that you will buy ads on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter. So as you grow your community and your community become bigger, you will have the option to show them ads and monetize your community in a different way. So rather than making it exclusive or making it a paid community, you can make it a free community with ads, just like Facebook or Twitter work.
As a user, I don't really want to do that. That's not that's not what attracts me here. I don't want to make money off of the people that are in my community. At least not at that, because I picture this as a very small thing, right? Like I picture it as small. If I'm running ads, think about what happened in Clubhouse, right? Clubhouse is a good case study of this. Clubhouse was the shit for like 6 months. Everybody was getting on Clubhouse. And then what happened was everyone started selling things to each other, and that's all it was. And then everyone stopped using it. And I haven't heard about Clubhouse since like
nobody talks about it, right?
No one talks about it. But you remember, like when it blew up, it was huge. Everyone was talking about it. Everyone was clamoring, and they had that cool way to entice people around, like, hey, you have to be invited. So it made it seem so exclusive. Like that was smart marketing. But the way that I think maybe just because it wasn't moderated at all and everyone was just doing whatever they want, it just turned into everyone was selling to each other. There was no genuine conversations happening at one point, and it was just like, hey, I'm the new coach of, I'm your new personal life coach, and I'm going to say some inspirational shit and hope I get some sales out of this. And no one wants to hear that. That's boring. So I don't know if ads is the way I would go here. The ads would probably make me not want to use this platform.
So everything that I'm developing is based on models, right? You as the site owner, you can turn off that model and never show ads at all. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
It's more of me giving you options rather than me imposing you have to sell ads.
I see what you're saying. I see the direction that you're going in, but to focus on that functionality now, this early, before you have any users, I don't think is a good use of your development time.
I don't think I see what you're saying. Now, backtracking a little bit, I don't think you got what I'm trying to build. Now that you mentioned that.
Maybe not.
So I'm not hosting your community. I'm selling you the template. You install the template, and in your own Bubble installation, you run your own community. So you have full design, or just like as if you would have developed the site from scratch. It's yours. I don't get access to any of yours. Is that what you were thinking?
No, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm thinking now. All right, let me take off my user. I'm taking off my user hat now, though, and I'm putting on my developer hat. You have a lot. There's a lot that like there's a lot here that already works, right? Like it's good, right? There's stuff here. I know what I need to do here, but I would focus more on your onboarding and your messaging and your and like what the person does when they get here, like more so than any ads, because it took me you explaining this to me over the last half hour from really for me to understand the value of what you're offering, right? So if that is clear in your onboarding, your 30, like if that's clear to me in 5 seconds from your onboarding, I'm going to sign up. So is the question you need to ask yourself as a developer, should I focus on building out paid ads right now in the kind of the broader vision of what I'm going to do with this? I'm not saying don't do that, but is that worth your focus right now? Or is it just getting people to use the platform, right? I have to think that the first is more important because no one will ever get to the point where they're buying or even have to make the decision of turning ads on or off if they're not using the platform at all. So development-wise, you know what I mean? Like you want to just get people in here and starting to like play around in here, see what they're clicking on. You know, like the Microsoft Clarity plugin, by the way. Have you seen that?
I saw the post about it. I haven't really dived into it yet.
It's wild. It's wild. There's so much stuff. They have all. It's kind of scary. It's a little scary about how much info they give you. But you can see what people are clicking on. You can see when people rage click. You can see when people scroll too far on something. But there's so much insightful data to see like what the people are actually clicking on and what they're interested in. That you know, like it's just such a useful. I would say install it. I would say install it because you'll start getting data straight away. But yeah, very broad feedback, right? Like, so just zooming out of just, you know, like I understand the direction that you're going in. I understand the broader vision. But I think the development focus at this point should just be on the onboarding and getting people to understand why they should sign up here. That's it. Forget about everything else. And you know, like it's great that you have the public roadmap too, because people can see which features and then like, you know, probably upvote them and stuff. I would imagine if they really want to see that, that's great. But you got to get them on first, right? That's the only thing that you need to be concerned about at this point. Those are my thoughts. Yeah, man. I don't know. But I love this idea. This is a really cool idea that I haven't heard anybody doing before. Discord. I keep coming back to Discord, right? And you said you haven't used Discord before, right?
No, I think the Bubble Forum is built on Discord. Discord's one of those two. I don't know.
This is what Discord looks like.
Okay, I have seen it before. I probably have a profile there. I probably use it once.
It's like Slack. There's really not a whole lot of difference between Discord and Slack. Discord is just like people consider it more fun for some reason. It's more like gaming, like video games. And Slack is for work. You know, like Slack makes you think you're at work.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just way too much, and you have to scroll back and to find the conversation. It's just confusing to me.
Me too. I agree. And I think that the like even the threading that they do, I think they've tried to make that easier, like by not having to scroll by doing the threads. But even that, like it like you miss the conversation sometimes. Like I can't stand the way that I really don't like either of them. So like the attraction for me as a user now to your platform is like, oh, maybe this is a more vibrant way to build a community, right? For the stream, for example. Maybe that's a more vibrant way of building a community than just text-based chat on Slack or Discord. You know what I mean? Like that would get me interested in like signing up with you.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now you can create posts using GIFs, however you call it. And with pictures, images. Another thing that I'm working on is in the research process on figuring out what is the best service to host videos, whether that is through YouTube or Vimeo or Publisho or Sigio.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to figure out what is the most cost effective for users that might be starting their site and giving them options. So they can host their videos there and users can go and play them. And polls for posts. So basically you can go and ask questions and people vote on whatever.
Gotcha.
So those are big things that are coming up that are still in the research process. Of course, there are some things that are coming out immediately. So like the membership portion where you will be able to charge people, that's coming out relatively soon, and improving the stories. There is an integration with Hotspot that I'm releasing probably this week. The ability to turn on or off DMs so people don't bother you or send you messages whenever you want.
How many people do you have working on this?
So right now it's just me and my wife.
Those are a lot of features.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of features. You guys must be busy.
Yeah, we're working like 4 or 5 hours every evening, almost every day.
Wow. Yeah. And how are you like, do you have a group of users that you're, um, like working with and getting feedback on what to focus on?
Yeah, so I released the template as a free version a couple of months ago on some niche groups, and I got like 120 some users that downloaded, and they have been providing me feedback and some features.
Nice. Very nice. That's awesome. Wait, how did you get them to download it? Like where did you send it?
So the template was free at the beginning when it was like basically nothing. So I just ran a promotion where like, hey, get it free until I think it was like for 2 weeks, and I ran it through different Facebook groups, and a whole bunch of people took the offer.
Oh, that's awesome. Okay. So you built like a small list of users that you can then
Mhm.
go to and for feedback. And these are and that roadmap that you set up, that's what they're asking for?
Yeah.
Awesome. Are they
So
asking for Go ahead.
most of the features they're asking for it. There are some that I see as a way to compete against other platforms, but the vast majority are feedback from the community.
Nice. That's great to know. Now is the is anyone actually using the platform or is it really just for testing like I was doing today?
So right now, most of them are testing. I don't know anybody that is using it yet. Most of
Gotcha.
them are waiting for one feature or the other before the launch.
Okay, understood. That's I think you're going about this a very smart way, right? You're not just building in a silo. You've got your community of people that are directing what you focus on. Are any of them asking for the ads stuff?
No, that's a feature that I figured would make it competitive, and
Gotcha.
would maybe people would want to monetize their community if they grow.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, good stuff, man. I'm really curious to see where you go with this. Is there anything else that I could like
Yeah, I got a
give
question
you?
for you.
Yeah,
I want to pick your brain a little bit.
of course. Go ahead.
So, do you know of any way that I can, every time I make a change to the template, the live sites that will get an option to update to that, similar to WordPress, where the developer add a feature and you can update the template and the feature gets added to your site. You see what I'm saying?
Say that one more time. I think I understood.
So in WordPress, whenever the developer adds a feature or fixes a bug, you can over the air update where you can just go click update and the bug gets fixed or the new feature gets added to your site. Is there any way to do that in Bubble that you know of?
Oh, okay. So meaning like you could be on like the old version, and then when you click like a checkbox or something, then that gives you that new feature.
Yep.
Um, yeah, there's certainly a way to do it.
I've been
I
researching that for like forever.
I don't know. I don't know how I would approach that. I'm not sure.
Because the only way that I found out was basically you can go and copy the database and the new fields on the database and copy the design and the workflows. But I'm like, there gotta be a way that is automated.
That seems too complicated. So give me an example of a feature that you would push, and then like, so this is kind of like versioning, right? Like you're
Mhm.
saying that like you're on version 13. We just pushed the version 14 updates. Do you want to upgrade?
Yeah, that's
Ooh,
basically.
I don't know. I don't
So
know.
okay, so basically right now you have messages, right? But you cannot send attachments on any messages. Maybe I can push a new version where your users will be able to send each other attachments through the site.
Yeah. Yeah, but how would you enable it's more like the administrator of their site would enable the new feature that you, Jesus, the developer, released, right? That's the
Correct.
so there's two kind of levels of or yeah, like they have to approve it almost.
Mhm.
Um I got to think about that, man. I don't know. That's a great question. I've never heard of anybody even ask that. And Bubble does it, right? Like Bubble, like they have a few features right now that you can toggle on and off, like the parentheses or whatever.
Mhm.
So I have to imagine that it's possible to do in a client-facing app. I just have never thought about how to approach something like that because you're literally the first person that's ever like
Yeah,
explained that to me.
but just imagine how cool it would be for you to buy a template and get all the new features rather than having to reinstall the template every single time you get
Yeah.
that you want.
Yeah, let me think about that for a little bit because I mean there's a lot for me to take in. Even the idea itself is kind of it's complex, like just in the way that a person can be on a user, an administrator, a user on a different person's template, right? I see why you're saying template now because that's the only word that kind of like I don't from a marketing side, I don't think that's great, but I think that like it makes sense in this context because you can have you can be part of multiple sites on this site. That's gonna confuse. Yeah, it's a confusing concept. But let me get back to you about the way to approach that versioning. I think that there's something there. I just don't. I stumble through some kind of explanation here that I'm just not. I want to give some thought to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I've been researching that for like forever now. I'm like, I cannot find a straight up answer that will work.
Yeah, yeah. How about this? Why don't we do another one of these? I'd actually, like to see a or if I can think if I can find a solution to that or an approach that makes sense, we can jump back on and we'll do this again.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, cool, man. Well, it's really nice to meet you. I appreciate you doing this, coming on live, putting your stuff out there for the world to see. Like you got a few different sites that you're working on, and it's pretty great to see.
Yeah. The next one that is getting released is Data Lab Boss, which is a CRM solution. I'm aiming for the end of first quarter next year, so March timeframe.
You're an ambitious guy.
Yeah, I want to release once every quarter. It's just this one is taking me way longer than all the other ones.
Got you.
Because I'm trying to do, a really good job with this one, so I can create a name for myself, and hopefully it gets a wide enough adoption where people know that hey, the templates that this guy produces, they're fairly decent solution that will get me relatively close to where I want to be.
Are you a full-time Bubble developer?
Oh no, absolutely not. So I am a what do you call that? Like an executive assistant kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
During the day, and then at night when I get home, me and my wife we sit down after we put our daughters to sleep and work on it for like.
Oh my God, you guys are hustlers. My God,
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Is the where are you based?
Killeen, Texas, United States.
Killing Texas?
Yeah.
Where is that?
On Central Texas.
Oh, Texas. My bad.
Yeah, Texas.
Texas.
No, you can.
Sorry. Okay, so you and your wife are working on this. All right, so at least and your wife's a bubbler too?
Work in progress.
Yeah, nice. Okay, good. Got the whole family going. Get the kids on it too.
Yeah, I'm trying to teach my daughter. She's too young. She's 9, so.
That's cool. I've seen that a lot more too, where it's like Eli Beachy. I don't know if you know him online, but he's starting to teach his kids Bubble too, at like from a very young age.
Okay.
And it's like I feel like that's gonna be a thing. Like our generation's kids are gonna like grow up just using Bubble, and by the time they're like 16, they're gonna like whiz past us. You know what I mean? Like they'll be better than us.
I might have to get some tips from him. My daughter like it. It's just that I don't know. She still don't get it.
Yeah.
I might have to get with him and see how he's doing it. I would be really interesting.
It's a lot, man. It's a lot, especially. Well, how old's your daughter?
9.
She's 9. Is she interested in it, or is it like you have to force her to do it?
She is. I just get frustrated because you have to explain it 3 or 4 times before she's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, understood. Very cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. All right, so let's check back in like a week or so or something. We'll jump back on and see what we can come up with. All right.
All right, sounds good. I really
Yeah.
appreciate your time, John. It really means a lot. Your feedback. It was great. I really enjoyed it. It gave me some good ideas to work
Nice.
on. So I'm definitely jumping on this tonight and see how it goes.
It's my pleasure, man. Great to meet you.
All right. Hey, have a good one.
Okay. Bye.